we're going to talk about building your authority. So, even if you're not an expert, you want to create a better way to find sales and clients. So, let's have your customers come to you instead, and it's totally doable. If you think of any niche in any industry that you're familiar with, certain people are going to pop to mind because they're the go-to for that particular topic in one way or another. They've created authority on that topic. So for some of them, they've created that with work experience or by getting educated on that topic. For others, they've created that authority with research or with a lived experience that they've had in their life. For some people that build that authority, it's just from a simple interest they have in that topic, and eventually they become an authority. Whatever way they've done it, it makes them the name that people think of, and it creates a nonstop flow of traffic to their door, so they don't have to pound the pavement. They don't have to chase the sales anymore. People come to them, which is the dream, right? We all want that. So maybe you own a newer business, or maybe you're building your business in a field that you don't have a degree in or years and years of related experience, or maybe you do have quite a bit of experience, but your imposter syndrome kicks in and you don't feel like the expert, right? I think we all have that sometimes. So how do you become the go-to in your field? This is the cool part about building authority. There's lots of ways to do it, and you can do it without knowing everything about everything right now. So, while being an expert is one way to build your authority, you don't need to be an expert to be the go to. So, you can learn as you go. One of the best techniques for building your authority in a field that you're new to is to focus on curating instead of creating. So, what does that mean? Well, rather than tapping into your own knowledge or experience, which is tricky because maybe you're new to your topic, you can curate, which means collect and share the information from other sources with your audience. And it can be done in a variety of ways. And it just depends on what your business is, what you're comfortable with, what you enjoy doing. You can collect contributed information like blogs from sources that are experts in your field and then put them on your platform for your audience to consume there. You could start a podcast where you interview experts on the topic, and then you're learning right alongside your audience from the experts while you become an expert yourself. That's a great way to curate information. You can share, with permission, of course, posts from other social media accounts that speak to the topic that you're focused on. So you can collect and share resources for your audience on that topic that they're interested in. And there's a ton of different ways to do that. That's just a few examples. So think about what your audience wants to see or hear, and then how you can bring that together on your platforms to make you the first place that they would go to find whatever they need related to your topic. Now, a little side note on this, curating is really most effective when you're very focused on your topic. So I'll give you an example. If your topic is healthy eating, that may be too general a topic to work well because there's so many resources out there for helping people eat better. They may or may not come back to you for that information. It's really hard to build authority in something like that. But if your topic was very specific, something like healthy eating to minimize menopause symptoms, or I don't know, a specific diet for kids with ADHD, those are topics that your targeted audience are going to want to come back and access and will find value in. And you can build your authority in that niche market much faster than in a big, broad general market. And if you aren't new to your field, then you have lots of options for building your authority, and you really should be taking advantage of this. So, a lot of them come back to creating content in one form or another. So you could start a podcast, you could guest on podcasts, you could write articles or blogs, you could create long form social media posts, reels, YouTube videos. You could also speak on stages, either live or virtual, write a book, create courses, invest some time in PR. And we'll talk a bit more about PR in a future live, but I want to mention it here because it's another great authority builder for everybody, whether you're brand new to your field, starting a new business, or you're a seasoned veteran at what you do. PR is basically unpaid exposure in the media. So you could be quoted in an article, you could appear in a TV interview, you could get featured in a magazine, guest on a podcast, you could get featured in a gift guide, anything along those lines is PR. And anyone can be quoted in a magazine or newspaper. You don't have to be some big shot. The writer is interested in your perspective, not your history. And everyone has a perspective. So think about it this way. They have to create content day in and day out. They have to write their articles. They have to, write their stories. They have to create their podcasts. They need fresh sources to quote, and they need fresh ideas to explore. So they need your perspective. And what I love about PR is it's really the great equalizer because it allows less experienced founders to be seen and heard. And the best part is that it gives those without the mega ad budgets, allows them to get their business in front of thousands and sometimes millions of new potential customers for free. It does take time and persistence, but the benefit's huge. So not only do you get your business in front of all those people, but you get the boost of increasing your authority by being in the media, right? You get to say featured in Forbes, featured in Cosmopolitan, whatever it happens to be. And then you can also use that forevermore on your website, in your bio, anywhere that you've got some kind of platform. It's really it's the gift that keeps on giving. So if you have not got PR on your to-do list, put it on your to-do list no matter what stage you're at. Get it on your list of things to do for sure. So no matter what stage of business you're at, you can create authority and become the go-to expert. And that's really what I want to get across today. So your one step for this week is to come up with one way that you can create authority in your business. So could you reach out to guest on some podcasts? Could you write a guest blog for somebody else? Could you create a forum where you curate information from experts for your audience? So decide what that one thing is for your business and for the stage that you're at, and then get it started this week.